Hey, Lakers fans. Today we're diving deep into the latest updates on the roster and trade discussions that have everyone buzzing. The team has been exploring options to strengthen the lineup, especially looking at wing players who can contribute on both ends of the floor. There's been talk about finding that ideal two-way wing, someone who can bring size, defensive presence, and versatility. But as of now, it seems like the perfect fit is elusive. Teams around the league are holding their cards close, and the Lakers face a tough balancing act in navigating both the trade market and internal development. Looking at potential targets, there are names out there, but most of them come with complications. For instance, the Pelicans are clearly not moving Herb Jones or Trey Murphy before the offseason, as they believe they can get more value later. That leaves the Lakers in a position where timing and leverage become key, and the assets they have available now may not be enough to sway other teams. Miles Bridges is another player who has been floated as a potential addition, but the Hornets are still gauging their core rotation and team chemistry, especially after a dominant recent performance against Oklahoma City. That makes any mid-season acquisition highly uncertain. Andrew Wiggins comes up as a name that could realistically make sense, yet even he presents challenges. Miami's asking price is high, and the team's current performance makes it unlikely they would lower it drastically before the trade deadline. They are currently holding onto a competitive spot and could easily improve in the coming weeks, meaning they might not feel pressure to move him at a discount. Even if the Lakers were to make a move for Wiggins, it's still a gamble. Can one player, even a proven wing, shift the team enough to push them over the top? The calculations aren't simple, and there's a fine line between making a smart move and overcommitting assets. Internally, the Lakers have some interesting pieces developing, and one of the most talked about is Jake LaRavia. He has shown promise, stepping into a bigger role and providing a mix of offense, defense, and hustle that fills gaps in the rotation. While he isn't expected to replicate the production of a star player, his impact goes beyond the stat sheet. He offers solid defense, smart decision-making in critical moments, and consistent energy that can shift momentum in games. Even with LaRavia developing, there's still a desire for a more proven option, someone who can deliver reliable scoring and experience, especially as the playoffs approach. But the value of having a young, versatile wing who contributes in multiple areas cannot be understated. The bigger question for the Lakers seems to be about priorities. Rather than focusing solely on a high-profile starting-level wing, attention could be more strategically placed on improving depth and bench production. Currently, the bench has been a weakness, and shoring up that rotation could have a greater cumulative impact than chasing a single marquee player. Adding multiple rotation players with athleticism, defensive capability, and secondary scoring can transform the team's overall performance without requiring a blockbuster trade. Second-tier acquisitions, whether through minor trades or creative roster moves, could give the Lakers a deeper, more resilient squad capable of handling both injuries and playoff intensity. Considering potential targets, players like Terrence Mann, Josh Green, or even emerging talent from teams like the Brooklyn Nets could fit this profile. These are players who bring energy, versatility, and the ability to play multiple roles, all while not demanding a significant cap commitment or core assets. By focusing on these types of players, the Lakers can maintain flexibility while improving both depth and defensive efficiency. Imagine adding 2 or 3 players who can come in, hustle for loose balls, hit open shots, and maintain high-intensity effort. This is exactly the kind of boost that can take a solid team and push it closer to elite status in the Western Conference. Another layer to consider is how these additions impact the rotation alongside current contributors. For example, if LaRavia continues to develop as a starting option, that frees up flexibility to slot in other players effectively. Veterans like Rui Hachimura can take on a sixth-man role, while younger or fringe starters fill specific needs off the bench. This approach creates a balanced roster, where energy, athleticism, and defensive versatility become as important as scoring. A strong rotation filled with reliable, versatile players often matters more than one headline trade that may or may not pan out. Looking at the Lakers' current situation, it's clear the team is positioned to make meaningful improvements without overhauling the roster entirely. By prioritizing bench upgrades, they address one of the clearest deficiencies while keeping flexibility for potential high-impact moves in the offseason. It's a pragmatic strategy, one that doesn't overreach but still maximizes potential gains. Depth, defensive versatility, and consistent effort across all players could end up being the defining factors in how far this team can go this season. From a strategic perspective, focusing on multiple smaller moves rather than one high-profile acquisition also preserves cap space and draft assets. This allows for maneuvering later, whether to secure a major free agent or make a larger trade once opportunities become more concrete. Players like Nick Smith Jr., Kobe Buffkin, or additional secondary rotation players could all provide meaningful contributions, reinforcing the bench and creating a more dynamic, adaptable team. In effect, this approach could give the Lakers a stronger, more complete roster heading into the playoffs, without risking core assets on a single uncertain trade. The key takeaway is that small, calculated moves often have larger cumulative effects than chasing one high-profile player. Improving the bench, adding athleticism and defensive versatility, and developing promising young contributors like LaRavia can collectively create a team capable of competing at a high level. It's about finding balance, building depth, and maximizing every available asset. This method also keeps options open for the offseason, allowing for flexibility while still making the team immediately stronger. Ultimately, the Lakers' path forward seems to revolve around realistic, impactful upgrades rather than chasing unlikely solutions. While trade rumors will always swirl and marquee names will continue to draw attention, the most effective improvements may come from a combination of bench reinforcement, smart role-player acquisitions, and player development. By addressing clear weaknesses and maximizing available assets, the Lakers position themselves for sustained competitiveness, both now and as they head into the critical stretch of the season. Continuing from the bench discussion, it's worth emphasizing just how critical depth is in a long season. The Lakers have experienced moments where the rotation gets thin, and that's when games start slipping away. Injuries, foul trouble, or just off nights for starters can leave the team vulnerable. That's why adding players who can consistently step in without a drop in energy or effort is essential. The beauty of targeting second-tier contributors is that they often bring exactly what the Lakers need: defensive intensity, hustle, and willingness to play roles that don't always get the highlight reels. Take the concept of a player like Terrence Mann. He might not be a marquee name, but his ability to guard multiple positions, crash the boards, and hit timely shots creates an immediate ripple effect. Layer in someone like Josh Green, who can play both guard and wing positions, and suddenly the Lakers' rotation has a flexibility that was previously missing. Add a Nick Smith Jr. or a Kobe Buffkin to handle minutes when starters rest, and you're looking at a bench that can keep pace, maintain defensive pressure, and even create fast break opportunities. This sort of structure doesn't just fill gaps. It transforms how the team approaches every game strategically. Another factor to consider is youth and athleticism. The Lakers have some young pieces who show promise, but they are still developing consistency. By surrounding them with versatile rotation players, the team can create a system where energy and effort are contagious. Young players like LaRavia get to learn in high-intensity environments. Veterans stay fresh longer, and the team as a whole benefits from more dynamic lineups. Imagine a scenario where the bench is contributing double-digit points consistently while keeping defensive assignments tight. Suddenly, the starters can focus on their primary responsibilities, knowing the team maintains pressure and scoring from the second unit. It's not just about scoring either. Rebounding, defensive rotations, and communication on the floor are all aspects where bench players can dramatically impact outcomes. A team that is athletically versatile and defensively sound can weather slump from stars without losing games. Adding players who can cover multiple positions, chase down loose balls, and make smart plays at the margins is invaluable. The Lakers have seen what happens when these elements are missing: momentum swings, blown leads, and tight losses. Strategic acquisitions of versatile bench players could directly mitigate these problems. Financial flexibility is another key advantage of focusing on these types of acquisitions. By targeting second-tier talent rather than high-priced stars, the Lakers preserve cap space for future moves. This approach allows the team to remain active in the offseason without being hamstrung by mid-season commitments. Imagine landing 2 or 3 contributors for a fraction of the cap hit, then using the remaining resources to pursue a top-tier free agent or make a larger trade later. It's a strategy that balances immediate improvement with long-term planning, giving the front office multiple avenues to enhance the roster without taking unnecessary risks. A practical example would be leveraging opportunities from teams that are rebuilding or looking to clear space. The Brooklyn Nets, for instance, could provide multiple role players who are experienced, inexpensive, and capable of contributing immediately. Bringing in a mix of younger talent and reliable veterans addresses multiple needs simultaneously. This method also allows the Lakers to maintain their first-round picks, ensuring the team's future is not compromised. Depth, versatility, and smart asset management all come together in a way that one big trade often cannot achieve. Even beyond individual skills, adding multiple players who can rotate seamlessly allows for different lineup configurations. The Lakers can experiment with 3-guard sets, small ball lineups, or defensive-minded rotations without destabilizing the team. This adaptability is crucial in the Western Conference, where matchups vary dramatically from night to night. Being able to respond to injuries, foul trouble, or the strategic tendencies of opponents gives the Lakers a tactical edge that a single high-profile acquisition might not. Consistency also matters. Star players can carry a team in bursts, but sustainable success comes from depth. Bench players who can reliably contribute day in and day out prevent extended losing streaks and give starters the chance to rest without penalty. Imagine a rotation where LaRavia handles starter-level minutes, Terrence Mann defends top wings, Josh Green provides energy and spacing, and Nick Smith Jr. or Kobe Buffkin handles secondary scoring. The Lakers suddenly have a second unit that can execute, defend, and even dictate pace when the starters are resting. This is the type of improvement that translates directly to wins. The emphasis on defense and versatility cannot be overstated. In today's NBA, teams that can switch, hedge, and protect the rim while maintaining offensive flow have a significant advantage. Adding players who excel in these areas, even if they are not superstars, creates a multiplier effect. One player can improve the defensive efficiency of the entire unit. When combined with others of similar profile, the team's overall effectiveness rises exponentially. This is precisely why focusing on multiple mid-tier acquisitions can sometimes outweigh the impact of pursuing a single star player who might come with trade-offs in other areas. Moreover, developing young talent alongside these additions accelerates team chemistry. LaRavia's growth is amplified when surrounded by complementary pieces who understand roles, rotate effectively, and provide reliable backup scoring. The Lakers can cultivate a system where every player has a defined function, effort is maximized, and mistakes are minimized. This is crucial for playoff scenarios, where rotations tighten and every possession matters. Depth isn't just about covering minutes. It's about sustaining competitive performance across long stretches of the season and high-pressure games. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on, the basketball world is buzzing after a cryptic statement from Kevin Durant that has sent shockwaves through the NBA. Sources close to the superstar suggest that Durant may be ready to make a seismic move to the Los Angeles Lakers, igniting speculation that could reshape the league as we know it. While no official confirmation has emerged, Durant's recent comments have fueled the imagination of fans and analysts alike, hinting at a potential pairing with LeBron James that could form one of the most formidable duos in modern basketball history. Insiders say Durant's decision isn't merely about basketball. It could signal a strategic shift in his career, aiming to contend for championships with a team that combines star power, market appeal, and a culture of winning. The Lakers, always in the spotlight and with a storied legacy, present an enticing destination for a player of Durant's caliber. If the rumors are true, the The move would not only elevate Los Angeles to immediate contender status, but also send shockwaves through franchises scrambling to counterbalance the Lakers' growing dominance. Speculation is rife over what this could mean for the league's balance of power. Warriors fans may feel a pang of anxiety at the mere thought of Durant aligning with the purple and gold, while teams like the Nets, Suns, and Celtics could be forced into aggressive roster moves to keep pace. Social media has erupted with debate, mock trades, and endless what-if scenarios, underscoring the cultural weight a Durant to Lakers storyline would carry. While Durant has yet to sign any official papers, his yes remark, cryptic yet tantalizing, has sparked discussions across locker rooms and sports networks. Analysts are dissecting every possible angle, from cap space implications to how his playing style would mesh with Anthony Davis and LeBron. Could this be the start of a new dynasty in Los Angeles? Or just another high-profile rumor that ultimately fizzles out? For now, the league waits with bated breath, fans on the edge of their seats, and Twitter feeds lighting up with every nugget of speculation. One thing is certain, Kevin Durant's future has never seemed more headline-worthy. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.